Hello, welcome to Teen Central. This is Carrie. I'm so glad that you could join me here today. I'm here at the Mount Airy Branch Library. We're part of Carroll County Public Library. And here at Teen Central, I like to share some items, book lists, book recommendations that are of particular interest to you, tweens and teens. So because the month is March, it is Women's History Month, and though I give you reading recommendations from amazing female writers all year round, I wanted to take this opportunity today to highlight some of our nonfiction books here at the library. So we do actually have a smaller collection of nonfiction books in our YA, our young adult collection. And you'll see in our catalog and on our shelves, it will have the call number with the Y here to designate that it is a young adult book. That doesn't mean that you can only read young adult books. If you're in that age range out of our nonfiction section or out of any of our reading section, there's really great nonfiction information in the children's section, in the J section, as well as the adult section that is perfectly appropriate for your age and reading levels as well. But we like to have a small collection here at CCPL of young adult titles that are of particular interest to your age group and are most popular with your age group as well. So today I'm going to highlight some amazing resources for Women's History Month that we have in our YA collection. The first book I'm going to show you is this one. It is Brazen, Rebel Ladies Who Rocked the World by Penelope Bagot. So this is kind of a compilation of illustrations and short stories about women in history. So from all over the world. And you can see they're really cool illustrations as well. And this one is a really unique book because it's done in graphic novel style, comic book style. So I just highlighted one person here, Josephine Baker, one of my favorite women from history, an amazing singer and performer and activist. So you can see over kind of the course of a few pages, just like a comic book, telling each individual story. And then it goes on to another woman. A really fun book, a really quick read. If you're just looking for some entertainment, I know we think of nonfiction as something that you only go to if you have a book report or a school project, but there's really a lot of really good informative reading in nonfiction section and really good storytelling as well. It didn't always used to be like that, but in recent years, they've really improved the likability, really, of nonfiction reading for all ages, but especially in the YA section. So Brazen is a great one to check out. If you want to take a deeper delve into just an individual story as well, we have books like this. This is Malayla's story, I Am Malayla, by Malayla Yousafzai. And this is the young adult version. She does have an adult biography as well as children's books as well. But if you want to take a deeper delve into someone's life, she's a really great figure to read into. It's an interesting story. It's really well done. It's got a lot of really great information at the back in the form of a glossary and additional reading as well. So it's not just her story, which is included in there, but it gives you more information and background as to the history of her country and women's education there as well. Another one of my favorites, and this is from a favorite duo author illustrators. This one is Rad Girls Can. The same authors, Kate Schatz and Miriam Kleinstall. They have Rad American Women A to Z. They have Rad Women Worldwide, and they have Rad American History A to Z. All of these are really fantastic books, fantastic reading, but I wanted to highlight Rad Girls Can. These highlight short illustrations and snippets about different girls from history and present day. So it has like Anne Frank in here, of course, but then it also will have one of my favorites I wanted to highlight, Marley Diaz, who is a reader, writer, activist. You may recognize her. She has a new show out on Netflix called Bookmarks. I, of course, love her because she is a reader and is sharing all of the joy of reading with the world as well. So this is a really just inspiring book to look through. Something that I really like about kind of these compilation books, they're really easy to pick up and put down. So if you are someone who doesn't like to read a huge book, or maybe you like to read big in-depth books, but you're kind of in between books right now, it's super easy just to pick up, read a couple of stories, and put it down. And it's not like you lose your place or anything like that. Another author and book that I wanted to highlight that we have in our young adult nonfiction, this book, Changing the Equation, 50 Plus U.S. Black Women in STEM by Tanya Bolden. If you don't know Tanya Bolden, I know authors who write a lot of nonfiction are never nearly as popular. You don't have that same name recognition as fiction writers, but Tanya Bolden has been around for a really long time and has a gazillion amazing books. She is an amazing researcher when it comes to writing, and this one I just love so much because it's so unique with the topic. It focuses just on Black women and just on Black women in STEM. And again, it has historical figures, but it also has modern day figures. So if you are interested in science, you might find information on somebody here and be able to contact them in real life, or see where they work now, or see, if you're looking at schools, maybe they're a professor at one of the schools you're interested in a particular area of STEM. So it's just fantastic. And so many names that I never heard of from history and present day. So it's really, really a fun, amazing book. But one that I wanted to highlight here was Ayanna Howard. She's a roboticist. So you can see her there. And it has her story, how she got interested in robotics, where she went to school and studied. And again, it has some really great information in the back about selected resources for further reading. So that is a fantastic book to check out, Changing the Equation. And then the last book that I have that I'm going to highlight is hashtag Not Your Princess, Voices of Native American Women. So some of the compilations, I made sure to pick out books that have a really diverse set of women highlighted. Because of course, just with any other historical topic, just like how women have been left out of a lot of US history or world history, and it's only highlighting male historical figures, women of color also are sometimes left out of compilations of women's stories as well. Sometimes it just highlights white women or European descent. So this one I love because, again, it has modern day real Native Americans. So this is a book, it's beautifully done. It has photos and poetry. Again, it's a really easy one to pick up and put down. It has short stories, artwork, you name it, from people from all over the Americas and from all different groups. So it's really, really beautiful and enjoyable, not just really informative, but they are really informative. So those are just some of the books out of our YA collection that we have here. Nonfiction, of course, just a reminder, because it always gets confused. They're factual books, so based on real people, real stories, real information, and facts. And in addition to those books that you can put on hold with us. You can get them through express pickup. We are now open for limited services, so for really quick visits, if you put a hold on a shelf or want to come in and browse the YA collection and nonfiction collection, you can do that and then use the self-check machine really briefly. But we also still have all of our online resources. So our website is www.library.org. And one of the online resources that I wanted to highlight again, because it is Women's History Month and there's some great resources that tie in with the books that I showed you. But we do have Canopy on there. If you haven't used Canopy, it's Canopy with a K. You go to our online collections, our ebooks, and streaming services, and Canopy is actually a free streaming service that you just register with your library card information for Carroll County, and you have access to movies, documentaries, docuseries, but there's all the PBS documentaries are on there. There's an amazing one on there with women makers, women who make America, and there's some really great Native American resources in particular to women's rights. So definitely check out those resources that we have online if you haven't checked those out already. And I hope you enjoy these reads. Give us a call if you have any questions or stop by and see us soon. Thank you for joining me here on Teen Central, and I hope to see you again next month.